Hello everyone, my name is Linda and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about creating a basic business wardrobe that will get you started in your line of work, give you the clothing that you need to be able to go to work and be dressed appropriately for your position. And it was actually inspired by one of our new agents. One of our newest agents is someone who wears medical scrubs on a day-to-day basis. And with an event that's coming up this weekend, she asked me, hey, what do I wear? And I realized that for so many women, navigating what's business appropriate, what's gonna last me a long time, and where do I start if I can't invest a whole bunch of money into building a whole complete wardrobe. So today's video, we are going to talk about a basic capsule wardrobe with cost-effective, valuable, long-lasting pieces that are going to last you as long as they need to. So whether you're starting out on a part-time business position or a full-time business position, it is going to determine how many pieces you're going to need in your wardrobe. If it's very part-time, you can obviously get away with less. But if you have to go to the office every single day, you're going to need enough pieces to create enough outfits that you're not wearing the same 2-3 outfits cycling throughout the week. So first off, let's talk about some of the key aspects of building a capsule wardrobe for your business position that are really going to help you build something that works for you and that is going to last and be able to provide you more value or the smaller investment that you're able to make just starting out. So first off, basic and neutral colors and prints are going to give you more life out of the pieces that you invest in. Neutrals are very easy to mix and match amongst each other. And having basic pieces are items that are going to be able to live in your wardrobe for a really long time before they go out of style. Speaking of style, I want to talk about trends. So often, especially when you're going out and shopping at different stores, you're going to see a lot of trendy pieces. Things that are super in style right now, whether it be cuts or colors or prints or textures. And it's really important that you remember this. Trends are going to come and go. It's really important that you invest in pieces that you really like, that fit you well, and that you know you're going to like for years to come. A next area that I look for in particular when I'm shopping for clothes is that I prefer no fuss clothing. That means that when I'm going to a store or thrifting pieces, when I try them on, I want them to be pieces that are comfortable. I also look for pieces that are easy to maintain. For me personally, while I absolutely make sure that I take good care of the clothes that I have, if an item is dry clean only, and it's an item that I know is going to get a lot of use and become, stinky, smelly, or dirty, then having to take portion of my very minimal closet to begin with to the dry cleaner, and it might take the dry cleaner 2, 3, 4 days to get my dry cleaning done, that's a huge portion out of my closet that is missing. And if you have a capsule wardrobe, you need those pieces because there are only a select few. So for me personally, I either wash my dry clean only items. Maybe I don't recommend that unless you know what you're doing, but I've got a few pieces that I will wash and hang, and they have come out just fine. And I make sure to read the handling care on my clothes so that I take care of them well, so that I don't wreck them, so that I'm not lacking that piece in my wardrobe. But I also look for items of clothing that I'm really comfortable in. If I have to be constantly pulling down my skirt if it's riding up, or I'm always fussing with the top or pulling at different parts, that's not going to be something that I gravitate to in my closet, and it's not going to be worth the investment that I make in that piece. So really finding pieces that you love, that are comfortable, that are versatile, and that make you feel good and confident is really going to be key in this. I also encourage you, if it's an available option to you, but shop from what you own already. Oftentimes when we're switching from a non-business wardrobe to a business wardrobe, some of us have those pieces of clothing sitting at the back of our closet that we never wore because they weren't relevant, that may fit into a business capsule wardrobe. Using what you may already have in your closet is going to allow you to save money on key fundamental pieces, but also utilize something that you did once love in your closet. So if it's in your closet, it's business appropriate, and you still love it and it fits well, then let's definitely incorporate that into your capsule wardrobe to help save some money right off the get-go. And then another key basic is to take into account seasonal clothing. Now, if you are lucky enough to live in a climate that's pretty neutral all the time, good for you. I do not. I live in Canada where we can experience all 4 seasons in one day. And that's something I have to take into account when building my capsule wardrobe, is that I need pieces that I can layer, that are versatile, and building a capsule wardrobe, there's space to include both the tank top and the sweater. So now that we've touched on some basics of the capsule wardrobe and the mentality that we want to have going into it in terms of what we're looking for and the direction we're striving, let's talk about the clothing pieces themselves. First off, quality doesn't always have to mean expensive, and quality isn't always found in brand names. Now, I honor and respect the budget that you are working with. Personally, I definitely lean towards looking more at things that are on sale, especially if you're looking for basic pieces that don't follow a specific trend. Finding a really great deal on one of your basic pieces feels really great. And that also opens a door for you to invest more into a really good quality piece should you happen to come across one that you love. If you are going to invest in a few more expensive pieces, I definitely recommend investing in a better quality blazer, one that you can get tailored to serve you throughout different stages in your life or different needs, or whether our bodies fluctuate. Having a good quality blazer means it will last you a lot longer. Another area that I believe in investing money in is shoes. We only have one set of feet, and it's important to take care of them. So buying a better quality shoe that is going to be comfortable, long-lasting, repairable when the time comes, means that that item is going to serve you a whole lot longer into your future. Lastly, I want to talk about the material that your clothes are made of. I'm going to encourage you to choose to seek out clothing that is made of more natural materials. When I go shopping, I always check the label to see what something's made of. Things like cotton, linen, wool are products that are going to breathe better. They're going to be more comfortable. And unlike polyester, where you might get sweaty and stinky, definitely speaking for myself, but a product that breathes and doesn't hold on to odors means that you'll actually be able to maybe wear that blazer once, twice, 3 times or more before you need to wash it. And because washing is hard on your clothing, not washing or having to wash an item of clothing as often or as heavily means that those items are going to last you a whole lot longer. All right, so now that we have touched on some of the basic components of building a capsule wardrobe, we are going to dive into an example of a capsule wardrobe. So before we head into the other room for a bit of a round of dress up, if you are seeing the value in this and it is helpful to you on your journey to building a business wardrobe, whether it be that you are just entering a business profession, you are starting your own business and want to adjust your brand, or you're just tired of your wardrobe and it's not working for you, then definitely give this video a like. I welcome you to subscribe as I talk about many things about being a business owner, managing life, and all the things that come with that. I definitely would love to have you stick around and join me in the next one. All right, let's go play some dress up. This is the wardrobe that I have put together for us to take a look at. Now, first points I want to make is that one, there are a lot of clothing items in here, and if you're just starting out and you have nothing, this might be a pretty big investment to make. If you're just starting out with the absolute bare minimum, you can get away with, say, 2 bottoms and 3 tops if they all coordinate together, a blazer, and that would probably be the very, very basics. But I want to give you a variety. I want to show you the must-have staple basics that are in my closet. I want to share ways that you can add variety and color and the occasional seasonal piece in here as well. So let's start out with your basic sleeveless top. This top is a staple in my wardrobe because it can go with absolutely anything. And being that it has no sleeves, I also have the option to comfortably throw a blazer over top. But this is a really basic, you may even have something like this in your wardrobe already, but it fits close, it's super comfortable, it's a great breathing material, and it's very versatile. Now, with the tank top, I think it's also a really great option to incorporate some color or texture into your wardrobe as well. So let's say we want to swap out something like this for, say, this. So maybe with something like this, we are incorporating a little more color, texture, and personality to it, whereas this still being very compatible with a lot of the other neutrals that I have in my wardrobe. So whether I pair this with jeans or black trousers or white trousers, which you'll see in a little bit, it's still going to match any other basic bottoms. The same principle is going to apply with t-shirt style tops as well. This being a black t-shirt, it's got some texture to it, it's a little more flowy, it's got a shifting materials from the front and the back, but it allows us to take another basic in our wardrobe that could fit in our business realm, but also in other areas of our life, and gives us a very neutral piece that we can then choose to dress up and down based on the bottoms that we're wearing. Then, again, the option to bring some texture, fun, and personality into our wardrobe might look like this. Something like this, now still being a t-shirt, adds a little bit more detailing to the sleeve, the button down the front, a different color, while still being something soft and more neutral in my wardrobe that again is going to match with other neutral bottoms in my closet. I think this is a really great point to mention color. If you're someone that naturally leans more towards soft pinks or purples or blues or red, I recommend keeping within that either warm or cool palette with all the color in your wardrobe. It's just going to make it a little bit easier to mix and match. So for example, I really like more warm colors typically. So colors like reds, peaches, pinks, brown tones, are gonna have a leading role when I incorporate color into my wardrobe. So you'll see that in this wardrobe that I show you, but just know they don't have to match my colors. If blues and purples are more your thing, then lean more into the blues than the purples. Next, let's talk about long sleeve. Long sleeve, definitely a fundamental piece in my wardrobe, being that I live in a colder climate. Having some longer sleeve options as layering pieces are really important. Keeping to very neutral long sleeved options in terms of clothing is gonna lend a little bit more variety, in the same way that a t-shirt cut or a sleeveless top, you can still fit it under a blazer. It can have a more variety of color in the top parts, and then it just expands your wardrobe if your climate requires things that are a little bit warmer. So whether we do a neutral black turtleneck or we try something like this to create more color depth in our neutrals. As I mentioned, brown neutrals play a big part in my wardrobe. This is a little bit more color, a little bit more variation, and a little bit more of a pop paired with a neutral bottom. Or something like this. Now, a top like this adds a whole nother layer of visual interest. We have a different color, which I want to add that if something like this is going to make you feel self-conscious, or you're always going to be playing on it and checking to make sure you're not hanging out, maybe this cut is not for you. But having something with a little bit more detail in the sleeves, or some detail around the middle and some volume, but it's a way to add a little bit more variety, texture, and excitement into a still basic wardrobe. While we're still talking about tops, let's touch on blazers next. I believe that every wardrobe should have a super solid, super comfortable, goes with everything black blazer. When we're talking about blazers, I believe that a black blazer as a staple is going to get you through the basics that you need. Let's say, however, you're able to either find another one at a really great price, or you're working more on a full-time basis and you need more variety, then opting for a few other blazer options is always fun to do. So let's say we take a look at something a little bit more summery, like maybe this. Having a nice, lightweight linen blazer is going to lean towards a much more variation, a little bit lighter, a little bit more summer, a little bit more of a different fit. Not only that, but being that it is more of a neutral color, not too much excitement, it's just very soft, it's also going to mix and match with a lot of the other neutrals and basics that I have in my capsule wardrobe. Now let's say you want to go a little bit further. You want to add a little bit more crazy or color to your capsule wardrobe. Maybe you can do that by adding in a fun printed blazer. Maybe something like this. This is a way to add a little bit more fun and personality, and again, color variety into your palette. I love that this one has a lot more variety in colors and textures, and it just adds a little bit more fun if you need a wardrobe that is just a little bit bigger, or you're someone that really needs to have that flair in your wardrobe. The great thing is that while this blazer is not going to mix and match with everything in my capsule wardrobe, by having basic pieces like a black tank top, it means that this blazer will go with more of those neutrals. And lastly, in the world of tops, let's talk about the sweater. If your climate does require that you have a sweater for warmth within your climate, then I'm going to recommend that a simple sweater in a very neutral color will build the most versatility in your wardrobe. Whether you're pairing this tucked into a pair of jeans or a pair of trousers, or tucked into a skirt, or you go as wild as to throw this over top of a slip dress. It builds more variety within your wardrobe. So next, let's talk about bottoms. Bottoms is another area where, while it's easy and probably most recommended in a capsule wardrobe to stick to something that is simple and neutral, and then easier to add personality and color up top, I think there's a lot of variations and options in terms of bottoms that you can explore if you want to. A very basic that I believe every capsule business wardrobe should have is a pair of simple black trousers. Whether they have a belt built in or the bottoms are flared or cigarette style, having a basic pair of black trousers is going to lend towards a solid basic that can be matched with many other options. In this being said, there are other areas in which you can include personality into your bottoms. So let's take, for example, a summer option. Something like this adds a little bit more personality to your wardrobe. You can include fun colors that pair well with neutral tops, and then have something like a crop. Note, these are linen, and linen does tend to have a little bit more of a textured look to it. If that falls within your no fuss and you don't care to steam your clothes, then maybe the linen's not an option, but there are many other materials out there that hang a little heavier, that don't require as much work. So let's explore another neutral but fun option that lends a little bit more drama, like say these. Something like this, still being white and very neutral, adds a lot more drama to your outfit. So these being a really wide length, some detailing up at the top, a little bit more of a formal feel, but being that they're neutral, this is still going to pair with any of the other tops that you have in your wardrobe. Now, pants are not the only option when it comes to bottoms. You may also to look more at options like skirts. I love having a skirt in my wardrobe. When it comes to skirts, I have a pretty strong no fuss policy in the skirt department. For me, based on my build, something like the traditional pencil skirt just doesn't work for me, because I find that I'm always having to like pull it down and straighten it out, and it's just something I don't want to fuss about. So for me, something like an A-line midi dress that comes to or below the knee is something that I love having in my business capsule wardrobe. If you have a body type that works better with a pencil skirt, that doesn't mean you're constantly fussing with it, then definitely a very popular option that you can explore. So next, I want to talk about dresses. Leaning more towards the warmer climates or summer months, something like a dress is a really great option because you can put it on real fast. It doesn't require a whole lot of thinking. It's just a single piece of clothing. A dress might be something you want to have in your wardrobe. Depending on the type of business that you're in, you may also find that you'll be attending different events, whether they be semi-formal, that require something a little bit more elevated. In my line of work, we do a lot of dinners and evening outings and big events where it's nice to be able to dress up a little bit. I'm going to show you just a few simple options in the dress department to give you some ideas of what might work for you based on the dress options that you need. In the dress department, I will admit I'm still on the hunt for a darker colored, neutral, everyday office dress. In the meantime, something like this would be an office appropriate dress that you could wear in the warmer summer months. So let's explore some of the other options for dresses that you may want to have in your wardrobe for the other occasions that may come up. Like say this one. Something like this really lends a lot of versatility options into your wardrobe by adding the simple black dress. Whether you want to pair this with a blazer for a little bit more structure in the outfit, or you want to throw a sweater over top and create a more office appropriate outfit by creating basically a skirt out of the bottom, you can do that with a little black dress. But now let's say you have a fun and fancy dinner that you need to go out to. Maybe a little bit more drama. How about something like this? While it may not be one of the first things that you invest in, as you expand your wardrobe, having a really great dress that makes you feel amazing is definitely always an extra touch in the wardrobe for those special occasions. So now that we've touched on a lot of the different things that could encompass a capsule wardrobe, to start getting you thinking about the basics that you would need to buy, I want to touch again on the full capsule wardrobe versus the very basics that you would need to get by. So while being able to have all of this starting out as a capsule wardrobe would be ideal and create a lot of variety and allow you to get through all the seasons, from this wardrobe here, I'm going to break it down even further in terms of creating a few key pieces that you would want to have just as you're starting out. So there we have it. I've narrowed down this capsule wardrobe into just a few key pieces that you would need. First, I kept the basic black blazer. If you have no other blazer at all, a solid black one in a cut that you love and is flattering on you is going to be a huge asset to any basic capsule wardrobe closet. Next, I've included some variety of tops. I personally like short sleeve because it's easier to add a blazer or sweater over top. So I kept with a neutral black, a pop of color, and then a brighter short sleeve with some more detailing and texture. For long sleeves, I kept in a colorful turtleneck, and then because I'm a Canadian and it's cold and we need warm options, I threw the sweater in here as well. As far as bottom goes, I want to show a variation in the options that are available. So I kept in this very basic wardrobe a reliable pair of trousers and then a skirt that pairs well with pretty much anything. And then lastly, I kept a dress in here. I'm someone who would much rather wear a dress in the summertime than a pair of trousers. So for me, having a staple dress that I can wear at any time during the summer is a fundamental piece for me. So this very basic capsule wardrobe encompasses 9 pieces, 2 of which, the dress and the sweater, would be considered seasonal variety. So at the very most, if you are just getting started today in a business setting and you need a business wardrobe, there would be 7 key pieces that you would need getting started. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you got a tremendous amount of value that's going to help you go out and buy the business capsule wardrobe that you need to get started on your new business career right away. In saying that, if you are starting something new in your life in terms of a career that is landing you here to watch this video, then congratulations. I wish you all of the best in this new adventure and stage in your life. I love having you guys here. I love having you join me in my videos. I love hearing your comments, your remarks, your excitement as I share a small part of my life with you. I can't wait to have you join me in the next one. I'll see you later. Bye.